book I've chosen for the Care Vision's Healthy Aging Book Club is this one, Illyrian Spring by Anne Bridge. Now, when I started reading it, I'd never heard of Anne Bridge, and now I want to read all of her books, so I hope that's a good advertisement to make you want to read them as well. Her first novel was the 1932 Peking Picnic, and this one came out in 1935. Illyrian Spring in the 1930s was considered deeply scandalous. As you may have noticed from the titles, a lot of her books are based overseas, and this is because her husband was a diplomat, so she was privileged enough to be able to live and work in some wonderful parts of the world and to write novels based on those travels. In Illyrian Spring, we follow the character Lady Kilmichael. Now, she's also a professional artist, Grace Stanway, but she travels almost incognito by not using her painter's name, but using her married name. And on this journey, she encounters a young man named Nicholas Humphreys, who is desperate to become an artist, but whose family do not want him to be. They want him to be an architect. This relationship develops, which really helps both of them. And I'm not going to tell you too much about it because I want you to be able to discover it for yourself. But I loved the way that Anne Bridge captured both the male and female perspective and lets us really enjoy the discoveries that the characters make about themselves as well as about each other. They travel some wonderful places, from Paris then to Venice, and then from Venice all along the Dalmatian coast. I had to look up a lot of the place names as they've changed since this was written, and that in itself was rather joyous. And in fact, one thing I particularly loved about this book is that it reads like a travelogue. At times you just feel as if you're reading a travel guide to Croatia, and I'm sure the Croatian Tourist Board must love the fact that Daunt Books brought this out again in 2012, because it just made me desperately want to book a holiday to Croatia. Anne Bridge was very famous in the 1930s, and then she became famous again towards the end of her life. She died in 1974 when she'd started writing a new series of crime fiction with a female detective. She's definitely an author ripe to be rediscovered if you don't know her already. And if you read this many years ago, I'm sure that you'd love reading it again. And if, like me, you've never read it before, I do hope that you'll read it and join us at the book club, because there's so much to discuss that this novel raises, and I'm really looking forward to discussing it with you and hearing your thoughts and opinions.